Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The June 3rd, 2009 meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for our hearing impaired viewers. The council meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, can be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m. and also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. I always make this announcement as a matter of just being smart and cautious. This building is protected by a state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system. So should alarms activate, please leave through the exits here. We'll have marshals outside telling you when it's safe to come back in. There's no reason to believe that this would happen, but we do it in an abundance of caution. So before we proceed with the agenda, would everyone please rise for the invocation given this morning by Reverend George Balgan, Metropolitan Community Church, and please remain standing for the pledge.
Let us pray. We call you by different names, but we call you whose own image we bear, drawn to acts of compassion, thirsting for truth, longing for peace, hungry for justice. We come from diverse backgrounds, but we all have come here today in response to the same call. Share your modest gifts of time and talent towards building a community. We express ourselves differently from each other, but we are all moved by the same hope that the contributions we offer will make a difference for good. Therefore, since in you we have a constant source of strength to do what is right, we will not be discouraged when we face challenges. Since the Spirit who called us is also the one at work in our brothers, sisters, and fellow citizens, we will honor one another as partners in community building. And we will rejoice and be grateful that we had an opportunity to witness and be a part of the works of kindness and mercy that you are accomplishing in our world today. In your many holy names we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning once again, everybody. This is the ceremonial portion of our agenda. And for our first item this morning, we're going to ask Councilman Ross to recognize Ward 6 Citizen of the Month. Councilman.
Thank you, Your Honor. And welcome, everyone, to City Council today. Recently, I received an email regarding a remarkable man who lives in Ward 6 and has served our country and continues to do so even after his retirement from the armed forces. In reading the email, I thought that this is an incredible, incredible person, and he certainly needs to be recognized. So I would ask the mayor, my council members, and the citizens of Las Vegas to join me in welcoming Ward 6's Citizen of the Month. And this isn't enough for this guy. This is nothing compared to what this guy's done for us and for our country. Please join me in welcoming retired Command Sergeant Major Mark Christensen. he's got that look on his face that he's gonna take me out in the back parking lot. But and Lisa, come up here with him, would you please? You're a good man, brother. You're a good man, brother. Thank you so much, Lisa, for bringing him. Now I have to share with everybody his wonderful wife. And I conspired against him to get him down here under the guise that the BLM was being recognized today. Lisa works for the BLM, and so she helped me get him down here. Let me read a couple of things about Mark, because you guys are going to be amazed. He's already been congressionally recognized. Mark volunteers his time and expertise ensuring all Western Region veterans receive a boots-on-the-ground full military ceremony upon their passing. Mark founded the Stars and Stripes Foundation in 2006 to raise money for wounded service members and their families. The foundation puts on a celebrity shooting event to provide the wounded a day out with their families and to meet some celebrities to be honored for their sacrifices. Mark's motto is, mission first, troops always. He believes being forgotten is not an option. Mark is a certified combat lifesaver instructor and has volunteered his time and skills to the United States Air Force at Nellis Air Force Base and Hill Air Force Base in Utah, instructing young airmen and women on pre-deployment skills and strategies for survival in combat zones. In addition, combat lifesaver courses, Mark specializes in convoy training for small units, tactics, both defensive and offensive. Many of the airmen and women who have gone through Mark's courses have earned bronze and silver stars while in combat. One young female earned a Bronze Star by remembering a critical phrase Mark taught her as she struggled with the idea that she was being sent into combat. She was the lead gunner in her convoy and noticed a problem heading her way. The driver froze, and without hesitation, this young Air Force female kicked the driver in the helmet from the gun turret and yelled Mark's famous line, "Skinny pedal to the right to the floor." Did I get that right? Skinny pedal to the right to the floor, as she eliminated the threat and saved her entire team. She later tried to honor Mark by hanging her Bronze Star around his neck during an award ceremony at Nellis Air Force Base. It was one of the most touching moments in Mark's life. Mark also single-handedly has trained over 350 personnel of the 820th Red Horse Combat Engineers, United States Air Force Nellis Command, 25 personnel of the United States Air Force Explosive Ordnance Unit at Hill Air Force Base, and 18 Nellis Air SWAT team members. Force protection and military installation instructed numerous BLM staff and Las Vegas visitors and residents on survival techniques and in enjoying the wonderful desert environment that we have here. Mark is the junior vice commander of the VFW Post 1753 and the senior post in the state of Nevada. At the Veterans Day Parade in 2007, we only had 12 wounded veterans in attendance. Since Mark joined the parade, and with his assistance, he brought 52 wounded to the last parade and their families. They got to enjoy 4 days in Las Vegas, and they came from the San Diego military hospitals. They spent 4 days enjoying Las Vegas with their families. This year, Mark expects to bring 80-plus wounded and their families, and has been working very closely with Mayor Oscar Goodman to ensure that all veterans' issues in Las Vegas showcase the high level of appreciation this city can provide to our servicemen and women. Mark is a range master and range safety officer for the Las Vegas Hollywood Celebrity Shoot. He's a World Original SWAT Challenge and World Tactical Cup for the worldwide law enforcement agencies. He volunteers to conduct webcasts for the American Trigger Sports Network, providing firearm safety training and personnel protection to site visitors on the Internet. Mark is active in all aspects of veterans' issues, to include warrior transition, VA healthcare issues, veterans' traumatic brain injuries, post-traumatic stress disorder, and funeral services for veterans. Mark is a 100% disabled veteran who served 3 tours in Vietnam in the Navy on small boats called river rats. Did I get that right? After he was wounded in combat, Mark recovered at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego for 2 years. He eventually became a United States Army Green Beret, serving in Special Forces until his medical discharge in '91. Mark has earned numerous medals and commendations, including a Purple Heart and a Silver Star. Mark and his wife, Lisa, have lived in Las Vegas since 2003 and have 2 sons. Adam, a Marine Corps officer and pilot, and Jesse, a United States soldier about to redeploy back to Iraq in July. He has 2 daughters-in-law, Catherine and Crystal, and 1 grandson named Jack, and he's 20 months old. Mark was also awarded the honorary recruiter for the local United States Army Centennial Recruiting Station in Ward 6. Mark likes to say he's building his own army, one soldier at a time. Mark, this is not enough to recognize all you've done for this community and for your country. I congratulate you and thank you for letting me trick you from being here today.
Thank you. This was truly a surprise. Myself, my family, thank you. Everything we've done has been done for our country, for the school kids sitting here. Freedom isn't free. We have 2 boys currently in service. Every service member that I run across, I look at them and say thank you. When you see them, thank them. Our veterans, those are the people that allowed us to be where we are today. Without them, this country doesn't stay free. Without our current service members, it will never be free. With that, I thank you for everything. My wife, I owe you one on this. For the council members, those all, Mayor Pro Tem, Steve, Mayor, I don't know how you guys did this to keep it from me. I knew you knew about this when you were in the office the other day, Mayor. But again, thank you. Our community is the largest growing veterans community in the United States. We currently have 350,000 veterans in this valley. Think about that as you're walking down the street. 1 out of every 7 or 8 people from our community is a veteran. And for them, we owe a great debt of gratitude. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That'll be on 4th Street.
Right.
For everyone to see. Thank you, brother, for your commitment and dedication to our country.
He's great.
You're a good man. Love you, man.
He really is great, and he's been helping us every single day to have very, very special Veterans Day parades. The parade is always going to be on November the 11th, and I think I could share with you the secret that's going to take place at our next Veterans Day parade. And Mark is making an arrangement to have the Hueys, those great helicopters, do a flyover. And as a matter of fact, we're talking to the city manager, Betsy Fretwell, as of yesterday, to get ourselves a location right in the heart of downtown for the Hueys to land, maybe right across from City Hall. And then everybody who attends the parade will be able to take a look at them and go through them and be something very, very special. We're right on top of that one. Congratulations. For our next item, we're going to recognize a special team of employees. The Team Quarterly Recognition Program is an effort within the city honoring a group of city employees that exemplifies the city's exceptional teamwork and outstanding performance. To help in making this presentation, I'd like to ask Finance Director Mark Vincent, Mark, you here? And Kathy Rainey, is Kathy with us today? With our Purchasing and Contracts Division to join us. And I'm pleased to announce that the team of the quarter is comprised... Will you please keep quiet? The team of the quarter is comprised of a group of purchasing professionals who have embraced the city's goals to manage costs to be more efficient. So I'd like to ask the following members of the team of the quarter to join us at the podium. Jerry Leaf. Jerry? Okay. Dan Dixon. Tom Mano. Tony Green. Steve Kessler. Bill Colin. John Longborg. Candace Buford. Tressa Fernandez. Pam Lynn. Cindy White. Lloyd Davis. Diane Collins. Teresa Boyce. Lucille Henderson.
and Charlotte DeCenzo. Let's have a round of applause for these great employees of the city. Suppliers and consultants submit quotes to the city, and the city's negotiating team analyzes these proposals for cost-saving opportunities. Working closely with experts in other city departments, the purchasing and contracts team has saved the city more than $1.5 million so far this fiscal year. This is an extraordinary accomplishment, especially in these very, very challenging economic times. This kind of work is a key part of the city's mission to provide the community with the highest quality municipal services in the most efficient manner. So on behalf of the entire city council, I would like to congratulate all of you for being named the team of the quarter. The team members have already received plaques in recognition of their efforts, and will also have lunch with city manager Betsy Fretwell and martinis with the mayor. No, who put that in there? Who put that in there? But you're always welcome to do that. You know that. So congratulations, and thank you for all you do for our constituents. Kathy?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a team of very hard-working employees that add value to the city every day. And we take our job of negotiating contracts very seriously. And we know that the money that we save in negotiating contracts really saves jobs for the city. And we're very proud of that accomplishment and the contribution that we make. So thank you so much for this recognition. We really appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
The mayor is going to let me speak. Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say that oftentimes, or at least sometimes, and this is true both in the private sector and the public sector, administrative support teams don't get the recognition they deserve because they're not on the lines providing direct services to our constituents. And so sometimes we forget the value that they bring to the city. And sometimes administrative teams are looked upon as being sort of the keepers of the policy and the regulations and maybe the gatekeepers to the no-yes answers, but this is just an example of the value that this team brings to the city. And again, saving $1.5 million over 9 months is a tremendous accomplishment. I'll add, finally, Mayor, before I give you back the mic, that we track this as a performance measure in this team, and we've been watching it for a few years. And so this is something that we're consciously aware of. The team works on strategies to save money, and so I'm just very proud and very happy for them. And so good for the purchasing team.
Right. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Should I get your hands up? Thank you. That's great. Okay, now for our next item, it's going to be very cool. I know all about this item. This is as cool as it gets, and Councilman Ross is going to recognize a new program that's being used to teach children about the importance of recycling and sustainability. Watch this one.
Thank you, Your Honor. What a great opportunity it is for me. We had great special guests today, but we even have a better one coming in here. Kids, look over here. Look who's walking in the door. This is Cody.
Good morning, Cody.
Hey. Councilmember Steve Ross.
Hi, Cody.
Councilmember Steve Wilson. Councilmember Lois Tarkanian. Councilmember Brittany Barlow. And Councilmember David Poison. I'm Cody, and I'm going to be representing the public services in your community. I am the voice of recycling in Las Vegas. Councilmember Ross was the first real council member I ever met, and he's the best.
Whoa.
Councilmember Barlow on Earth Day, and he really cares about the environment. And I look forward to getting to know you all better.
I don't know what to say. Cody, thank you so much for coming. Kids, this is Cody. Cody is an interactive robot designed to help Republic Services spread the word to the community about recycling and conservation of our resources. Cody has visited community events and school presentations to teach students and our residents the importance and value of participating in residential recycling programs. We as a city, Cody, have committed ourselves to work towards sustainability, and we want to protect and preserve the quality of life for our residents. The city has adopted policies to increase sustainability, and Republic Services wants to help bring attention to those policies in a fun way. With Cody's help, Republic Services will help teach people about the sustainability initiative the City of Las Vegas is involved with in regards to recycling and conservation. We would like to thank Republic Services and Cody for teaching people the importance of these sustainability initiatives and for helping us achieve our goals. Cody, is there anything you want to add to this today, to your introduction to the City of Las Vegas?
I would just like to say Las Vegas is the best city in the world. I'm glad to be here. And if any of you need me anytime, just give Republic Services a call.
Now, Cody, before you leave, who's the best mayor in the universe?
The best mayor is, of course, us Goodman.
That's the right answer.
Well, I want everyone to know that I threatened Cody. I said if I did not hear that answer, I would bring out a can opener. Now, Cody, are you able to answer a question if one of these youngsters asks you a question?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, who has a question for Cody?
Oh, come on. Someone
Come on. Okay, what's the question?
How much time did it take for them to build you?
How much time did it take for them to build you, Cody?
It took a while. I was difficult.
Okay, one more. Yes.
If you wanted to speak to you, can you say anything, or are you only programmed certain words?
They wanted to know whether you're only programmed for certain words. I know you can speak about anything because we've had, intimate conversations with one another over the last period of time. So, does that answer the question, Cody?
Yes, that does. We can chat all day long.
Pretty good, huh? You're great, Cody. And I like what you do with your left hand. That's reminiscent of...
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're terrific. That's great.
Your Honor, can we have Bob Coyle come up from Republic Services, talk about some of these recycling initiatives? It's important, and what a perfect opportunity for you children to be here today to see Cody and to hear what Mr. Coyle has to say. Mr. Coyle?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mayor and council members. People are always saying we don't recycle enough. Well, we're going to show this community what recycling is all about. Cody, how hard are you going to sell recycling?
Oh, I can go 24/7 as long as you give my battery a charge.
Well, what if we get you an extra battery?
Oh, that would be great too.
Now, do you plan on going to all the town hall meetings and meetings that the city council schedules out in the community?
I would like to go to the town hall meeting. I would like to visit every school in Las Vegas. I would like to go to the libraries. And I'd like to go to any events that are going on in the city.
Well, that's great. And on behalf of Republic Services, we're looking forward to making the recycling programs in our community a lot better and getting out and selling it. Cody, before the meeting, you said you had one last question for Mayor Goodman.
Okay, what is the question?
No, you had a question for the mayor.
Oh, well, that was for later. I wanted to know if you wanted to go out and have cocktails.
That's why I was asking you how you raise your left hand.
Did you just invite the mayor out for a cocktail?
You know, I'm getting kind of tired of those kilowatt cocktails. I think I'm moving on to big cold martini glass of recycled oil.
Mayor and council and everyone here, thank you very much for letting us introduce Cody to you.
Cody, would you like to shake hands with any of the children?
Step up there. Step up and shake hands. Thank you very much, Cody. Thank you. For our next item, Councilman David Steinman will recognize the accomplishments of a very special group of young people. Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is Mayor Goodman. Do you know a Mrs. Goodman by any chance? Yes, you do. These are a group of fifth graders from the Meadows School, and we're really proud to have them this morning. As you look at these young people, you can learn the benefit of beautiful uniforms in the school system. You all look very handsome and gorgeous this morning, and we are happy to have you with us. You're here today because you took part in the American Pride Awards program at your school, and in doing so, you were required to learn a few things. Now, I remember learning a few of these things about years ago, and you learned the pledge, and you did that all right for us today, and you're going to recite the preamble to the Constitution, I understand, shortly, and you sing the Star-Spangled Banner. You learned that. All the U.S. presidents in order. The Gettysburg Address, which 77 years ago that came upon us, and the states and capitals. Who knows the capital of the state of Maine? Yeah? What is it? Yell out. Oh, boy. How about the capital of South Dakota? Pierre. Pierre or Pierre? Pierre. Pierre, really? Okay. Very good. And I'd like to recognize this time teachers. Mr. Bissell is with us over here, one of the fifth grade teachers. Mrs. Brennan is here. And one of the fifth grade teachers, Mrs. Bookout, is back at school taking watch over the other fifth graders today. And Director of Lower Education, Sarah Carlson, is here with us today. Now we're going to hear the preamble to the Constitution, and somebody's going to lead us in this. Who have we designated to be the leader? What is your name? Emily. Oh, same name as my granddaughter. That's wonderful. So Emily is going to lead us, and all of you are going to stand up in a second. You're going to turn and face the wall of presidents in the back, and that way everybody in TV land is going to see you, and when this is replayed, you're going to see yourself. So at this time, would you stand up, turn around, and Emily, would you start it when you're ready? Wow. Thank you. Emily, you had them coordinated. That was very good. And thank you all for coming today. We're going to give you certificates from the city with your name on them, and they'll be handed out later. You're going to get a little gift from the city, and I understand you're going to go up and you're going to get to see the mayor's office. And you're going to be in shock when you see that office, okay? And then you're going to go over and visit our wonderful fire station #1 next door, and I think you're going to enjoy that little tour over there. So we are very proud of you. We thank you for participating in this program, and please come back and see us again and learn what government does. Last night, there was an election in this city for a city councilman, and after 7,000 votes, there was 10 votes that were between those two people. Your vote counts. If people are trying to teach you to vote later in life when you're eligible, your vote counts. 10 people were the difference last night. So keep that in mind when you get out. 5 people made the difference between a tie. That's what it was down to after 7,000 votes. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. For our next item, Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian is going to recognize a local educator for his service to the community. Councilwoman.
Oftentimes, we overlook individuals in our community who work quietly and diligently to make tremendous contributions to those of us who live here. And today, I want to honor, along with our City Council, one of those individuals. Ronnie T. Smith, will you come up here, please? Ronnie T. Smith has improved the lives of our school children through exceptional leadership, compassion, and vision. He is the proud principal of Edward W. Clark High School and has been such since February 12, 2001. And through his vision and exceptional leadership, Clark High School has become a comprehensive high school along with 3 magnet schools who have won numerous state and federal honors. All of the programs have been inducted, all except one, have been inducted into the Clark County School District's Excellent in Education Hall of Fame, which is a big thing in the school district to make that Hall of Fame. Clark High School led the state several years in the number of merit scholarships awarded, and as I said, won numerous local, state, federal awards at all levels. Ronnie has been selected Nevada State Principal of the Year and also was selected Nevada State Assistant Principal of the Year. He began teaching in the Clark County School District 32 years ago at Gene Ward Elementary School. And Ronnie, it goes fast, doesn't it? It goes fast. This year he is retiring to much sadness among his staff and among those of us who have worked with him in the community. He has been a leader, a mentor, and a friend to our community. He has worked side by side with the City of Las Vegas by helping Keene, which is known as keeping everyone's eyes on the neighborhood, working closely with Metro, and believing in improving our city by making his school, Clark High, the hub of its community. I want to say a few words that come from my heart deeply. I've worked in the school district, and I know that you can go the easy way and walk the walk of the bureaucracy. I also know there's a harder way to go, and sometimes you don't receive the acclaim you deserve because you take that harder path. Ronnie Smith did not walk the walk of the bureaucracy. He walked the walk for the children and the parents in his community and throughout Clark County. So I want to award this to you today, Ronnie, from our City Council. And I was going to give this personally, but that's all right, because this is good. It's from our city, but it has my name on it too, and that's because I didn't get to see you before I was out of town. But Ronnie, know from the deepest part of our hearts, and you know from all your staff, how much we've loved you and how much we've respected you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And again, good morning, and I say to our most honorable Mayor Goodman, thank you, and the council, thank you. Once I start talking, I'll talk forever. Principals do that, you know. Actually, I came to Clark County 34 years ago. And I say I was pretty much a child at that time as well. What I have learned being involved in education over the years is simply this. It's not about what I have done, what I am going to do, because I can't do anything without the collective we. It's all about the we. Any individual must have the support of others to accomplish anything. And I say to you children, remember, you will do great things in your lives. But always remember that there's somebody in the background, someone in the foreground, and someone with you to work with you, to give you, provide you the support that you will need to make great things happen. I simply want to say this morning that I have had a wonderful, wonderful career in Las Vegas, but it really is attributed to those who have supported everything that I wanted to try. And so I say to our City Council, thank you for the great support that you have provided. and making great things for Clark High School. Thank you.
That's great. Take your time. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, for our final item today, we have something very special as well. One of your colleagues at the Meadows School was honored earlier this year by getting the Heisman Trophy, and that was Brett Leibowitz. And Brett also received a very nice honor and visited me earlier this week, receiving a very important award as well. And now we have the counterpart to the award today, the female recipient of this very special Pearl D. Mazur Award from the National Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. And this young lady is the top high school student athlete in the country. And I would ask at this time Danielle Diamond to join us. Diamond. I knew that. Hi, Danielle. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. How are you? Many in Las Vegas know that Danielle is a superior basketball player, and she helped lead Bishop Gorman to state basketball championships in 2006, 2007, and 2008. She averaged 13.7 points a game last season and has also been a standout on the Bishop Gorman volleyball team over the past 4 years. What people may not know about Danielle is that she also excels in the classroom and has a 3.9 grade point average. And Danielle has also donated her time to several local charities, including the Lead Animal Foundation, Catholic Charities, and the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. And Danielle not only is very special to us as a community, but Danielle is also very, very special to her grandmother, Lois Tarkanian. Now, what they don't say is where you're going to be going next year, which is very, very cool. Danielle has received a wonderful scholarship, and she's going to be attending Northwestern University, a fine institution in Chicago, and she's going to make everybody in Las Vegas proud as a result of not only her commitment as an athlete, but also her excellence as a student. So we're very proud of you, and we ask all the residents of Las Vegas to join us as a city council in recognizing your accomplishments, and we would love to have you say a few words.
I just want to say thank you to the City Council. I felt very honored to get this award, and just to be recognized is great. I'm also going to Israel this July to play in the Maccabi Games. It's like the Jewish Olympics. So, thank you.
Okay. As long as you're a student, it's the Maccabee Games.
They say it both ways.
They do? Well,
I learned that in April when I went up.
is that right? Well, I've been saying it one way my whole life, but that's great because that's really a terrific honor. You're going to have a great experience. And once again, they make the whole world know that Las Vegas is the most special place in which to live and to grow up. There's no question about it. Good luck to you. Thank you. That's great. Okay. That's it. Back to work. I'll ask you. I'll answer you.
10:30. Easy. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we often say as a council that it's a pretty special group of people who really feel very much like a family up here. We have our serious debates, of course, and occasional disagreement, but there's a tremendous collegiality amongst us, and when one of us loses somebody who's close to us, we all feel the hurt of that loss. And I'd like to take a moment of silence because Councilwoman Tarkanian's father, Elmer Huter, passed away this past Saturday. And in honor and respect for him, let us take a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Yes, Lois.
Thanks. I would just like to say something that connects with what we did today and the gentleman who talked about the veterans. I would like to say that, my dad was a simple man and loved farming and did that the rest of his life after fighting in 2 wars. And there are so many veterans here that we just don't give enough attention to. And his passing made me realize how much more we need to do, because as I went through his history and everything he'd done, I realized there are hundreds, thousands that have done similar things, and I just wanted to re-emphasize that. It just seemed to go in well with what we were doing this morning and honoring veterans and honoring someone who helps with that. I just hope everybody does what the gentleman this morning said to do and work hard to help our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll call item number 11. Any items from the morning session that the council staff and or the applicant wish to be stricken or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have item number 15 is authorization to staff to submit a public purpose reservation to the Bureau of Land Management for 11.25 acres of land located in the vicinity of West Lip Drive and Tenaya Way. Staff asked to strike that item. Item 18 is a change of ownership for a packaged liquor subject to the provisions of the Planning and Fire Codes and Health Department regulations from Sam Sadek Youssef, owner 100%, to Biddy Family Corp., doing business at Liquor Stop 1865 North Lamb Boulevard, Suite 2, Caleb Bidai, President, Director, Raid Bidai, Secretary and Director, and Sawan Bidai, Treasurer Director. Staff asked that to be on the advance until our June 17, 2009 meeting. And item 19 is new restricted gaming license subject to approval by the Nevada Gaming Commission, Bidai Family Corp., doing business at Liquor Stop 1, 865 North Lamb Boulevard, Suite 2, Caleb Bidai, President, Director, Raid Bidai, Secretary, Director, and Sawan Bidai, Treasurer, Director. Staff asked that to be on the advance until our June 17, 2009 meeting also. Item 24 is award of contract number 090091-PL, Multifunctional Device Rental Services, Department of Information Technologies. Award recommended to Toshiba Business Solutions. Staff's asked to strike. Council members, at this time, is there any other items we need to bring forward at this time?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I have one item that I'd like to add to the list. It's item number 45. It's a bill not eligible for adoption, but you can take the action I'm going to recommend, and that is to strike it from the agenda at this point in time. We'll bring it back when it's been retooled.
Okay, that's item 45?
That's correct.
I've written the record. Bill number 2009-21 updates the hearing procedures of the municipal code related to parking infractions proposed by Bradley R. Jervik, City Attorney. Are there any other items? Hearing none, Your Honor, I'll make a motion to bring these items forward and take the appropriate action, please.
Thank you. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 12 is approval of the final minutes by reference of the regular City Council meeting of May 6, 2009. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor. No additions or deletions. I make a motion to approve the minutes, please.
All right. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Items 13 through 36, with the exception of item 24, 15, 18, and 19, are on the consent agenda. They're considered to be routine. They're recommended for approval by the departments, and they may be enacted in one motion. May I have are there any items that the council wishes to bring forward before we have a motion? Yes.
Mayor, City Councilor Orlando Sanchez,
Yes.
Deputy City Manager. I would like to pull item number 13 forward for some changes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll pull 13 forward. As to the other items, anybody wishes to bring anything forward?
Mayor Goodman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Tarquino would like to pull item number 21 forward.
All right, 21. So we have 13 and 21. Any others? All right, can I have a motion before we pull those forward?
Yes, Your Honor. I make a motion to approve items 13 through 36 with exceptions of 13, 15, 18, 19, 21, and 24.
Very good. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll take item number 13, which is approval of a restated interlocal contract for funding and administration of Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Citizen Review Board. This pertains to all wards. Councilwoman?
No, this is Orlando.
Mayor.
Oh, okay.
Mayor,
Mr. Sanchez.
Mayor, City Councilor Orlando Sanchez, Deputy City Manager. There are a couple of housekeeping items that I need to make on this interlocal agreement. It does not change the substance of the agreement whatsoever. County approved it yesterday. We just want to make sure that we have the exact same executed agreement between both parties. The first change would be in the header where it says restated interlocal. We'll scratch restated and just go with interlocal contract. And number 5, whereas, we'd like to add the word metropolitan to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. We just had police. And in the 6, whereas, we'd like to scratch by its terms. And in item number 7, we'd like to add provide for in respective codes and strike in operation. And those are the changes.
Very good. Are there any questions of Mr. Sanchez before we have a motion? All right, may I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd make a motion to approve item number 13 as corrected by staff.
Thank you. Let's vote on that, please. Vote. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll now call item number 21. 21 is approval of a new restaurant service bar license, subject to the provisions of the fire codes and health department regulations for Chipotle Mexican Grill, Inc. at 7175 West Lake Mead Boulevard in Suite 105. This is in Ward 1. Councilwoman?
Mr. Mayor, we made special concessions the last time. Excuse me, I don't have this on. We made special concessions the last time this came before us because this restaurant is located across a barren field from two schools. And the place where they serve is an outdoor area that is right next to the barren area, next to the schools. In addition, on the other side, it's within the limit of what we consider the right distance from a park and where liquor is sold. So at that time, which was slightly less than a year ago, we decided that we could make it do with beer and wine served with food, but I would recommend denial on a full restaurant service bar of liquor this close to two schools and a park.
All right, that's the motion. Mr. DiFiore?
Mayor, I would like to suggest, with Brad's help, if you would like to condition it for beer and wine only under this license, or if not, we could strike this from the agenda. If we deny it, if the council denies it today, this prohibits the applicant from applying at any other location for one full year. So let's say if they find a new location, then they cannot apply for a license for that one full year period.
So what you're saying is I could move for approval of a restaurant service bar license that would be limited to beer and wine.
I believe you can condition the license to allow only beer and wine to be sold, yes.
But they already sell beer and wine.
Okay.
Don't they? I mean, don't they have that already?
I'm sorry, I didn't come prepared for that, but I certainly can find that out in the next few minutes.
Well, I think we approved that a year ago. A year ago in June, I believe. So, however, if it makes a difference to them in other locations where they may be located differently between schools and parks, then as long as we keep it limited, I would move to grant a restaurant service bar license limited to what they have now, beer and wine. Is that what would be appropriate?
Yes,
then that
it would
doesn't
be.
hinder them in other wards or locations.
That's correct.
Okay, then I would so move.
Very good. That's the motion. Let's vote, please. Opposed?
And, Mr. Mayor, if I might just reemphasize for all those who may be watching, which means basically nothing changes at that restaurant.
Very good. All right, motion carries. Item 37 is discussion and possible action concerning the status of the 2009 legislative issues. This pertains to all wards. Ms. Fretwell, are you going to do that?
Apparently, I'm giving this report. As you know, over the weekend and ending around midnight Monday night, the Nevada State Legislature wrapped up all of their business for this session. We are currently compiling a complete report for you with all the implementation details of all the bills that passed that impacted the city of Las Vegas. We also will be putting together a briefing for each of you next week and in the coming weeks to describe those various impacts. I think for today's purposes, I think the city fared fairly well in the waning hours of the session. I know that this was a very difficult session for everybody. Those elected officials that served in the legislature, as well as those who were trying to get some work done during that period of time that required legislative action to get that approved. I think our legislative team did an excellent job. They worked very hard. They worked very long hours. Ted and Leanne and David did, I think, yeoman's work on behalf of the city and the priorities of the mayor and council. And at the end of the day, many of the matters that came forward that would have had significant impacts on our ability to provide services to this community were modified in such a way that we felt we could live with them. And some others that may have been more difficult to live with, fortunately, did not pass. and I think they've done a really good job. I would prefer not to get into details of various bills today because I'd really like to have that final report for you. We plan on giving you a comprehensive report at the next council meeting. That will also allow us to see all of the governor's final actions regarding bills. So it gives us a little bit of time to wrap things up and do that in a comprehensive fashion for you. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have today about the session, or we can handle them in briefings and at the next meeting of the City Council.
All right. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
Yes, Mayor Goodman.
Councilor Wilson.
Thank you. Betsy, as part of the presentation, perhaps in our briefings or before the council here, recognizing that we're going to have to basically gear up and start preparing for 2 years from now, and recognizing that, from what I understand, we did pretty well. It could have been a lot worse. That we're going to have a new dynamic up there in a couple of years because of term limits. There's going to be did I hear the number 17? Is that an accurate number of new legislators?
I didn't actually count the heads, but it's around 20, so 17 I think is probably accurate.
As part of our due diligence and our preparation, we're getting started a little early, if you will. It'd be a good idea to know which seats are up and and where those seats are. How many of them are in the city of Las Vegas and whatnot. So as part of your briefings, I'd like to have that information.
We'd be happy to do that.
Any other comments or questions? All right, thank you very much. May I have a motion to accept the report, please?
So moved, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 38 is discussion and possible action regarding temporary approval of a new martial arts instructions license for Bilal Wazir Amin, doing business as Amin's 5 Animal Self-Defense, 4912 Nellie Springs Court, and this is in Ward 3. Ms. Meyer, is the applicant present?
I do not see the applicant.
All right. Ms. Meyer?
Mayor, members of council, Carol Meyer, Finance and Business Services. Mr. Amin has met our requirements for consideration of temporary approval of this martial arts license, and my recommendation would be approval subject to all conditions.
All right. Are there any questions of Ms. Meyer? Mayor Pro Tem.
I'll believe her. We'll just go ahead and make a motion for approval.
All right.
With all conditions.
Okay.
Heard the motion. Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 39 is discussion and possible action regarding temporary approval of a new massage establishment license, NAV Holdings, Inc., doing business as Dolphin Court Salon and Day Spa at 7581 West Lake Mead Boulevard, Suite 130. This is in Ward 1. Is the applicant present?
Yes, she is.
All right. Why don't you come up, ma'am? Ms. Meyer?
Mayor, members of council, Carol Meyer, Finance and Business Services. Again, the applicant has met all of our requirements for consideration of temporary approval of this massage establishment license, and my recommendation would be approval subject to all conditions. A little history about this establishment. It's an existing establishment. It's been open for years. She's worked there. She's the mother. She's purchasing it from her daughter, and she's here to answer any questions.
Fine. Would you be kind enough to identify yourself for the record?
What question?
Your name?
Oh, my name is Nelo Abraham Volosnik.
Thank you. Would you like to be heard at this time? Would you like to say anything to us, or?
Oh, thank you for everything.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, any questions of either lady? All right, hearing none. Councilwoman Tarkanian.
Mr. Mayor, I think we should take all the thank yous we can get.
You're right.
It's nice of you to say. The Dolphin Court Salon and Day Spa has an excellent reputation in the city. The Dolphin Spa, has an excellent reputation within the city, and this is just replacing your daughter with yourself. It's not adding anything new, but congratulations. I move for approval. Thank you.
All right,
Mayor Goodman, I'm sorry.
Yes, Councilor Wilson.
Before the vote is taken, Mr. Jerbeck. I frequent this establishment for various haircuts and things like that. Sorry, Mayor Pro Tem. Do I have a conflict of interest or anything like that?
No, if it's an ordinary business transaction, you don't. You just go to the subjective part of the test, which is in spite of that relationship, can you remain objective in your vote today? And if you can, then feel free to vote.
My hairstylist gives a really good haircut, but I still think I can be fair and impartial.
That works.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is he the only male who frequents the premises?
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either, to be
Well,
honest.
I want to make sure we get this clear. With your permission, the Dolphin Court services men and women.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
We'll talk about that later, okay?
And we can discuss
I have
it.
my
We'll
goodbye
discuss it.
man.
We'll discuss a lot of things later, okay? There's been a motion. Let's vote, please. Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Item 40 is discussion and possible action regarding a 6-month review of the temporary psychic arts and science license for April Stevens, doing business as Vegas Psychic at 2217 Paradise Road. And Suite A is Ms. Stevens here.
Mayor, I don't see her in the audience either. Today I'm going to ask...
I would like to hold this in abeyance for 2 weeks.
You want to hold this in abeyance? We have to extend the temporary license because today her temporary license expires.
Why isn't she here then?
I don't know. She's been sent a certified letter to be here. I'm not sure why she hasn't appeared.
I'd like her to be here.
Okay. Any suggestions, Brad?
The temporary expires today.
It expires at midnight tonight.
As you're aware, you can only issue 2 temporaries, and they can't exceed 6 months apiece. So you have an option here. We can trail perhaps until the very end of the new bills and see if she doesn't show up by then. But if action isn't taken today, she will not have a license, and she will have to come back in and I think reapply.
She would.
Can we have staff see if they can hold up her to see if she can be here?
We can try.
I mean, I don't like to give these kind of licenses if they're not here. You know, they can at least show the responsibility of showing up and facing us. We're going to give them a permanent license.
May I suggest this? We could extend the temporary license and have her come back in 2 weeks for a review. This way we don't put her out of business and we don't...
Okay, I'll make a motion to extend the review for 30 days, first meeting in July.
Can I get on the record, Mr. DiFiore, is she at the end of her first 6-month temporary?
Yes, she is.
And so if you extend this, Councilman, it will be 30 days, and at 30 days she either gets a permanent or she is done.
We was going to give her a permanent license today if she'd have been here.
Okay.
Gotcha. That's fine then.
Okay.
All right, that's a motion, 30-day abeyance. Let's vote. Well, it's not an abeyance, it's an extension for 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, let's vote, please. Opposed?
Thank you.
I did vote. It said-
Motion carries. Thank you.
Yeah, I did vote.
Thank you, Mr. DiFiore. Item 41 is discussion and possible action regarding the City of Las Vegas substantial amendment to the 2008-2009 Action Plan for the Community Development Block Grant Recovery, CDBG-R, that secures $1,376,738 as part of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, the acronym ARA, of 2009 through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and this pertains to all wards. Mr. Harson.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor and City Council. I'm Steve Harson, Director of Neighbor Services. This agenda item is part of another substantial amendment to our 2008 action plan, actually 2008-2009 action plan, that is going to secure another $1.376 and $738 million in federal dollars of stimulus funds. The available funds as part of the ARA Act that we've all been working on. Out of ARA, one of the stimulus programs that was created is the CDBG, or Community Development Block Grant Recovery, also known as CDBG-R, which again commits $1.3 million to the City of Las Vegas. To secure the funding, we're required to submit this plan, which indicates how we will be utilizing these funds. Neighbor Services has been working very closely with Public Works to identify eligible projects that satisfy the criteria. Again, they are aimed to public facility or infrastructure type projects. One of the key criteria of the projects is that they must basically be shovel ready within 120 days from the awarding contracts. I have with me Tim Whitwright, Neighborhood Development Manager, and he's going to go through the 4 projects that were identified.
Okay, Mr. Whitwright.
The first one, the sidewalk and street lighting, essentially involves 2,000 linear feet of infill sidewalk, 3 infill street lights, 3 traffic calming devices, and 1 neighborhood monument sign. The bike lane project involves bike lane improvements along Washington and Owens. It's approximately 4 miles worth of improvements. There will be addition of asphalt as needed to allow for the bike lanes. Essentially, the idea was to connect the community centers, public areas with the neighborhoods to give an alternative to automotive access. The Casino Center Pocket Park is, again, 2 pocket parks, which will include the bike racks, actually a hardscape area as well to allow for display of art in the future, as well as some landscaping trees and shrubs in the area. And the last project, Rotary Park, is an existing 4-acre park, and that will allow for purchase of park furniture, signage, trash cans, in addition to construction of 2 large group armadas in that park. That's an older park that hasn't received improvements for a number of years, and as well as a masonry wall that will finish the perimeter of that park area. Again, just to mention, this substantial amendment or application, if you will, for these funds is due June 5th to the Department of Housing and Urban Development. All these funds in total have to be spent by September 30th of 2012.
Is the purpose of this to create jobs as well as to benefit city infrastructure?
That's correct. Part of it is to create jobs, and these projects do create some construction jobs, as well as there are a couple of these that have created some permanent jobs, but for the most part they are the construction work and temporary jobs as part of this.
And these are all, as they say, shovel-ready?
Shovel-ready jobs, that's correct, sir.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you. And this is what we need in order to get the money here?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I move to follow staff's recommendations.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Post. Motion carries. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Item 42 is Bill number 2009-18, updates and corrects various provisions of the city's zoning regulations relative to certain land use categories and development standards. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have the bill read?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Your Honor. Bill number 2009-18, an ordinance to update and correct various provisions of the city's zoning regulations relative to certain land use categories and development standards and project-related matters.
Thank you. And Councilman, do you have a motion, please?
Mayor, I think before there's a vote, I think Mr. Steed is here to make some amendments to this bill.
Fine. Mr. Steed?
Yes, thank you. On page 10 of the bill is the table that relates to mixed-use developments, and we had on that page an either-or standard for on-site parking, knowing that in the mill is a new ordinance that's coming forward probably at your next meeting to specifically address mixed-use developments. So we've come up with some language that addresses both the current requirements, which is a case-by-case basis, and also the eventuality that that ordinance would be processed. So we'd like to change the existing on-site parking requirement to read, to be determined in accordance with the applicable parking standards for mixed-use developments that are set forth in Chapter 19.10. And with that, we recommend you pass it as a First Amendment.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Barlow, with that in mind, do you have a motion?
Yes, move for approval subject to the amendments read into the record.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Post. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 43 is Bill number 2009-19, updates the municipal code prohibition regarding the possession of false identifying information or documentation. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have it read?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Bill number 2009-19, an ordinance to update the municipal code prohibition regarding the possession of false identifying information or documentation and providing for other related matters.
Thank you. Councilman, your motion, please.
Move for approval.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Post. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 44 is Bill number 2009-20, prohibits alcoholic beverages in glass beverage containers in city parks, except pursuant to a permit or other written authorization. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have the bill
Your Honor,
read?
if I could.
Yes.
I would ask this item be held in abeyance for 2 weeks. We're still going over some of the pertinent information with staff, and we feel like we need to give staff a couple more weeks to finalize some of the plans.
All right, that's the motion. Let's vote on that, please. Post. Motion carries. Thank you. Items 46 and 47, which are bills 2009-22 and 2009-23, are eligible for adoption at a later meeting, and we're going to move on now to the new bills, which are items 48 through 50, bills 2009-24, 2009-25, and Z 2009-1 will be heard at the recommending committee meeting on Tuesday, June 16, 2009. Mr. Jervik?
I'm down here, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Could you read those, please?
Your Honor, with your permission, I'd like to introduce you today to our two new externs from the Boyd School of Law at UNLV. We have Morgan and Andrea. They just started with our office about a week ago, and this is their first council meeting, and Morgan has graciously agreed to read the new bills today with your permission.
Well, very good. Let's hear Morgan read.
Bill number 2009-24, an ordinance concerning City of Las Vegas, Nevada Special Improvement District number 1485, Alta Drive, landscape maintenance, fiscal year 2010, providing for the payment of the costs and expenses of maintaining street beautification improvements, assessing the cost of maintenance against the assessable lots, tracts, and parcels of land benefited by said maintenance, ratifying, approving, and confirming all action previously taken, prescribing details in connection therewith. Bill number 2009-25, an ordinance to increase the regional sewer connection charge that funds the city's share of an alternative conveyance system to be built and operated by the Regional Clean Water Coalition, and to provide for other related matters. Bill number Z-2009-1, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map atlas of the City of Las Vegas by changing the zoning designations of certain parcels of land and to provide for other related matters.
Well, you might be our new city attorney if I have anything to say about it. It's the first time we've been able to understand a bill being read. Thank you very much. These new bills are going to be assigned to Councilman Steinman, and Councilman Barlow is going to be leaving us for a while. He's going back to Harvard to take a course this summer, and won't be with us for, what, about 6 weeks, Councilman?
Yes, 6 weeks, ma'am.
Right. It's a great course. It's a terrific course. Anybody who's ever been through it has they come back and they marvel at how tough it is and how hard they work, but they bring all that knowledge back with us, and it's very special that you've been accepted to the program, and we're going to miss you, but we look forward to your return. In the meantime, who would like to sit with Councilman Steinman? All right, Councilman Wilson.
Mayor Goodman, I've been asked to do so. I'm going to check my schedule, and if my schedule permits, I will. If not, I'll certainly notify the people involved to select somebody else.
Okay, then you two gentlemen will be assigned. Very good, thank you. All right, we'll head on to item number 51. 51 is not in my book. 52 is...
51.
Okay, I'd like to instruct the city clerk to set the public hearing dates and appeals from the City Planning Commission meetings and dangerous buildings or nuisance litter abatements, please. And now we come to item number 53. Would any member of the council wish to be heard under this portion of the agenda, which is council members' recognition? Any announcements you have to make for your particular wards or constituents at this time? All right, and we'll head on to citizen participation. The public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council. No subject may be acted upon by the City Council unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. So if you'd like to be heard, please step up, give us your name, and seeing who's in front of us, we're not going to put a 3-minute timer on today, at least for the first speaker. Mr. Roger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. David Roger, Clark County District Attorney, 200 Lewis Avenue. I wanted to come and express my gratitude to the members of the council, to the mayor, Betsy Fretwell, Orlando Sanchez, my longtime friend, City Attorney Brad Jerbick, and Becky Spray. I think last time you met, during one of the former meetings, you agreed to assist us in obtaining federal funding for a vice prosecutor for Clark County. This is an important position for both the sheriff and myself. as I'm sure everybody can appreciate, despite what people might feel about prostitution, there are pimps out there who exploit young girls as young as 14 years of age. They exploit women who have low self-esteem. They engage in human trafficking. These are the pimps who make our community a less safe place to live. This prosecutor position will work hand in hand with Metro Vice detectives in identifying, investigating, arresting, and prosecuting, and ultimately holding these pimps accountable for their violent actions. And so, once again, I appreciate your willingness to provide us some federal funding for that position. I appreciate my friend Brad Jerbick sacrificing a VWAC or a victim assistance position as well. And thank you very much.
Thank you for coming down. You know that our vote, at least my vote, was conditioned on the fact that the monies would be expended to a prosecutor who would be specializing in that particular area of making sure that those who do take advantage of and abuse and enable young people to be prostituted will be the ones who this particular expert that you'll be hiring will be going after.
Yes, sir. I understood that condition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming down here. All right. Anybody else like to be heard during citizens' participation? All right. There were. Yes.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman, City Council members. My name is Paul Casey. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm an entertainer, and also I'm a producer of an event that took place here this past March. I met with Mayor Goodman, and it was called Night Rider Festival.
Very good.
For the past 20 years, I've performed here in Las Vegas and was in production shows and such. And for the last 8 years, I've traveled with the Las Vegas Convention Authority. Most of you know Rossi Rollencotter, and he's been very gracious to let me go on those events. And I learned a lot about our great city. We live in an amazing city, and we're very fortunate to have a special group of people leading the city. And so this is my opportunity to give something back to the community. Night Rider Festival was a nonprofit event which raised money for the Children's Miracle Network. Two of the members that perform here in Las Vegas were involved with the original founding, which is Marie Osmond and my daughter's godfather, John Schneider. And they both graciously gave their time and effort. We had people come from all over the world. I was very lucky to have people attend that came from Japan, England, Spain, France, even Croatia. And they all donated time and money to raise money for this charity. So why I'm here today is just to say thank you to this City Council. Thank you, Mayor Goodman. You're a champion for the children. And I brought something very special for you today. It is a book that commemorates this event with your smiling face in it numerous times. As you know, you drove the attack mode with Justin Bruin, the star from the new show. We had both cars there, which were appraised at $3 million. We had 50 Night Rider cars that were, I'll just leave this here for you, that came from all the way from Toronto, from British Columbia, from all over the country. And we also combined the original cast and crew from the 80s show as well as the new show. And they donated all their time for this. So that was the first part of it. The second thing, as an entertainer, I've always looked at Las Vegas as my home, and it's a great place to live. And wherever I go, you tell somebody you live in Las Vegas, and their eyes light up because it's fun. And that's the message I think that you and the City Council always try to convey to the world. Remember, it's important that you come here, you have fun. Because of that, I got together with all the guys that I've worked with over the years. And I brought in people that have worked with Sammy Davis, Liberace, the late Danny Gans was a good friend of mine, and numerous other entertainers. And we put together a song, and I gave you the lyrics to the song. Well, I presented the CD to Mr. Rollencotter first, and also was played yesterday on the local radio station. So I have copies of that, and that's my gift to you in the city of Las Vegas. Thank you for allowing me to stand in front of here. And for the citizens here that are watching this, they should really be thankful to the City Council for their vision, because children are the future, and the future lies here in your hands. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Anybody else like to be heard? All right. Seeing none, then we'll move on to item number 51. And 51 is to go into closed session to discuss upcoming labor negotiations. May I have a motion, please, to go into closed session?
So moved, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Since there's no afternoon session, well, that's not accurate. I think we may come back into the council meeting after we have our closed session to sum up what took place during the closed session and give the manager some direction as a result of our discussion at the closed session. I know, we're going to do that today. I'd say, let's say 20 minutes. We'll come back here at 11 o'clock, and we'll. Is that all right? I don't think it's going to take that long. Well, we'll come back here at 10 of 11. Okay, we'll be in recess then until 10 of 11, but in closed session at that time. Thank you.
No, this is from this guy. Okay, and this is for the mayor. Yeah.
We'll go ahead and get this.
No, I won't do it.
I have a quorum, right? All right, the clerk ready? Okay.
I'm going to adjourn without you, sir.
That's all right, too. Meeting's adjourned.